Hey all, another day. It's January 20th, Inauguration Day for President Donald Trump coming back into office. And we're looking to see what's going to happen with a lot of things, including the spot price of gold and silver, with the stock market. But I just wanted to talk in brief. I'm not going to show you any pictures right now. I will in another video. Something that has been happening. I'll just start by telling you a little story. Clear back in the late 1980s, I had a bunch of wheat pennies that I had been collecting and saving, and that were passed on to me by my father and grandfather. And I was in a hard spot, so I posted them on a chat group. It was a predecessor to eBay. It was an intra company for Digital Equipment Corporation, and I got somebody right away that said they were interested in buying them, and so I met him at, I think, a McDonald's, and I showed him, all of them that I had, and he made a note that they had been cleaned. And what I had done, or maybe somebody had done, I think I had done it, is taken a pencil eraser and just erased all of the crud off of them. And it left these old pennies looking like brand new pennies, nice and shiny. They were no longer brown. They were really shiny like gold. And he said, well, these, because they've been cleaned, are not worth anything now. They're only worth a penny. And then he offered to buy them all from me for a penny a piece. And I said, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and hold on to them then. And he was very insistent that I sell them just to get rid of them. And of course I did not. And I still have those pennies, many of them to today. And it's kind of like classic cars. People say, oh, you can't restore any part of it or it loses its value. And it's an old rusty thing with a cracked lens on the dash gauges and things like that. And people are trying to insist that you don't touch it, you don't restore it, and don't clean it because you'll ruin its value. And I think that's just a philosophy, and it's one that I do not hold. I think that the value of a thing is in its condition, and if you can improve its condition, it's going to be worth more. At least it is aesthetically to me. I don't want those pennies when they're brown and they're covered with crud and you can't even read the date on them. And if you just clean it up with a pencil eraser, I'm not talking about chemicals necessarily, which I've tried that on some coins and it's worse than anything, but just cleaning it with a pencil eraser so you can see the date clearly. You can see all the scratches and damages from the coin's history much more clearly. So I think it's a good idea, but coin shops and there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with me and say, oh, you can't clean it, you can't do anything, you can't touch it, you can't even wash it. And I think that's just silly. So I don't know. I'd like to hear some other opinions, but I'll show some of my old wheat pennies, some of the ones that I have cleaned up and some that haven't been cleaned up. And if I ever sell them or if I never sell them, it's not an issue with me, but I prefer them to look shiny and to look nice so you can see what's what scratches and how worn it is. I've got many pennies that the date is worn off, and I like to be able to see it. What's your opinion about it? Does it destroy the value of a coin? And can anybody say why really you would want to leave it in such bad shape? Feel free to comment below. I'd like to read what you have to say.